I'm staring at you funny, I'm sorry, but why do you only have one strap on?
Oh, it's East Coast philosophy. See, if I need to pee real bad, if I have 2 straps on, I've got less of a chance of getting my pants down before I have to pee. Where if I've only got 1 strap on, I got a 50-50 chance I'm going to make it.
Okay, you answered that one for me. Now I know. So how was work yesterday?
Oh, God. You know, sometimes you got to think about some people sometimes, I'm going to tell you. I had one, I go into people's homes and I deal with, a bit of health. I had to go into a client's house. And when I got there, he was in pretty rough shape.
Oh, no.
I knew I had to call an ambulance, right? And I don't like sending them to the ambulance, but, to the hospital. But, I mean, you got to do what you got to do if they're not, not going to be safe. So I phone up 911, which is what we have to call, in order to get an ambulance.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the girl on the phone, and she said, meanwhile, he's in the living room talking to people that aren't even there, right?
Oh, no.
And, so I'm a little uncomfortable about this. I'm trying to keep my eye on him. I'm on the phone because, of course, he doesn't have a cordless phone, So I'm on the phone trying to stretch the wire watching him. The girl says to me, could you give me some of his symptoms? I said, I need an ambulance to this address. She said, could you give me some of his symptoms? I said, symptoms? I said, he's having massive hallucinations. She said, is he confused? I held the phone out and looked at it. Not like I was going to see her, but I thought, for some reason I wanted to. Just so I could see that blank expression in her eyes. Because I'm going to tell you. So I stood there for a second. I looked over at him talking to somebody. I put the phone back to my ear and I thought, being that I have Newfie blood in me, the first thing comes out of my mouth. And I didn't mean to be sarcastic, but it just hit me at the right moment. I had put the phone to my ear and I said to her, I was comfortable with them talking to the 4 people that were in there that don't seem to exist, but a 5th one's joined in and I think there's going to be trouble. You better send an ambulance. Right? She hung the phone up on me, but she said the ambulance, but I mean, what else could you say about that? What do you mean, is he confused? I just told you he was having massive hallucinations. I don't know, Toby. Could you give me an example? Point out someone that has massive hallucinations that isn't confused. I thought, what was the test you took to get this job?
Oh, no. Did the day continue?
Oh, jeez. Then after work, I got off work. I had to go down to port. I had to drop something off to a house I had never been to before. Being as I don't have a good sense of direction, off I went. I got down to port down there. I'm looking for the house. Now, I want to get this done because I got to get home. I got the dogs at home and the cats, right? And I got to get them fed. They seem to, they have their time for feeding. I don't want to make them wait because I got something to do. So I'm down in port. I'm going along the road. Now, I'm looking at the houses. Now, I see that the house that I'm at is a lower number. And it's got to go up quite a ways before I come to the number that I want to come to. So I figure if I put a bit of speed into it, I could get to the house, drop the package off, head back home. No problem, job done. Well, I'm zipping along there, but obviously I wasn't paying attention to how much I was zipping along. All of a sudden I hear a siren. RCMP pulls me over. Guy gets out of his car. He comes over to my window. I roll it down. He comes to the window. He says to me, what are you doing? I said, I'm lost. I'm looking for a house. I said, I was looking at the numbers. He said, do you know how fast you were going? Now the first thing in my head was, that's a stupid question. I just told you. I was lost. I was looking at the numbers on the houses. If I was looking at the speedometer, I would have known how fast I was going and you wouldn't have been pulling me over. Obviously, I wasn't looking at it, so no. Son of a bitch gave me a ticket anyway. I thought it was a reasonable explanation.
He could have given
you a warning. He should have gave me brownie points for that one, boy, because I told him the truth. That was the truth. I was looking at the houses. I wasn't looking at the speedometer. If I had been looking at it, I wouldn't have gotten pulled over for speeding, for Christ's sake. What do you mean, do you know how fast you were going? Of course I didn't. I was looking at the houses, not the speed signs.
You didn't see him behind you?
What?
And you didn't see him behind you?
I was looking at the houses. I wasn't looking at me mirrors. Jeez, I can only do one thing at a time. I ain't got a head on me like that one in The Exorcist and spin it around and see everything. Jeez. So he's a bit uptight about that, I'm going to tell you. I come back to the house, and I got a phone call. I had sent off this package over to Europe there. Now I got to tell you.
They get it yet?
No. I sent the package out over 2 months ago. Now I phoned the postal office. I get this girl, this is BC. I want to warn you of that. So you got to know what the postal workers are up to. What they've been smoking on break. I'm beginning to wonder. Because I got to tell you. I phone her up, I say to her, I explained to her, give her the number of this parcel and everything. I said I sent it by air. She says, well, that takes 45 days. I said, what? She said, 45 days. She says, it takes 75 days to go by surface. I said, 75 days? She said, yeah. I said, but I sent it by air. Right? Like, it goes in a plane, it takes 45 days for the plane to get to Europe. She says, air. She said, that's by plane, right? My first response was, no, I think that's by carrier pigeon. Is he back yet? I said to her, I said, look, I sent the same package to the same place. I said, at Christmas time. I said, it took 6 to 10 days. She went, woohoo! She said, you're doing good. I thought, oh my God. When I had the phone, the first thought in my mind was she's phoned every postal station throughout Canada and said, way to go, boys, 500 years of service, and we got one there on time. I thought, this ain't a good day. Things just aren't going good here. My. Couldn't wait for that day to be over, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Did you hear about that plane?
Oh, in the news there?
Yeah.
The what?
That was scary. I bet if you were on that plane.
I gotta tell you something. I was watching that guy, that newscaster, and I gotta ask you, like, this don't seem right to me, and I've heard this terminology several times. The guy said it was a near miss. Now I started thinking, if you nearly miss something, isn't that when you, like, you're backing out of a driveway, you graze a post? You know, you nearly missed it, but you didn't. Now, I would think if the planes did not collide in air, then they did a nearly hit. But they didn't. Because if they had collided, it would have been they nearly missed. But I honestly, I can't understand that. If you nearly missed something, it means you must have touched it. Because you obviously made contact because you nearly missed it, but you didn't.
Hit or miss.
That's right. Either you hit or you don't hit. But he said they nearly missed. I thought, no, you have to make contact to nearly miss, don't you? I could be wrong. I'm not good with the English vocabulary. I speak Newfoundlandese. I'm just getting a handle. They got me in classes up at the university for my second language in English. And I'm not doing good, I gotta tell you. Some of the words in the English language just got me totally confused. People say them, they say they mean one thing, but they're doing something else. I'm going to tell you. And I'm thinking, but what you're saying and what you're doing don't mix. You know? See when people get up in the morning. You know, people do the strangest things. You get up in the morning. I was thinking about this the other morning. I got up, and you know, not that I think about a lot. It tells you how boring my life is. I got to get a life, I'm going to tell you. I got up out of bed, and I went to go to brush my teeth, and I thought, this is ridiculous. Why do people get up in the morning and go and brush their teeth, and then they have breakfast? And everybody pretty well does it. Everybody I know does it. They get up, they brush their teeth, they go eat breakfast.
Because you got bed breath.
Yes, but then you've got food all over your teeth after you've eaten breakfast and you've already brushed your teeth. So now either you waste the time to go back, which not many people do. Many people just go out the door doing one of these, so when you meet them on the street, they're giving you the facial inspection of, you know, so much to the point where they got one stuck in the corner tooth there. You know they can't get it out, but they know you can see it if they don't get it out. Because when they smile, it's all showing, right? So they're stuck. And you want to get on with the conversation so much so that you're actually cheering inside of yourself for them to get that friggin' piece out of the corner of their bloody tooth, right? I'm thinking, wouldn't it make a hell of a lot more sense if you got up in the morning, ate your breakfast, then brushed your teeth, then you don't have the facial expressions that you got to put everybody through when they're trying to talk to you.